Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Bowls 360. I'm your host, Simon Alden, and back for another round. Lee, the Lord Such. How are you, Suchy?
Good, thanks, Simon. You had a couple of hectic weeks at work, but it's going to be back for the business end. It's getting very interesting. So,
We've got a few white. We're going to look at white today as well as the Premier League and the run home. So, yeah, and even blues quite interesting too. So for top spot there. So, without further ado, let's get into the round 17 coming up. And first up is the Mount Lawley Osborne Park, probably the match of the day, really, isn't it? Head to head, they are 3-4 record. Osborne Parksway, even at Mount Lawley, Aussie Park win 2 out of their 3 games there. It is first versus fourth. Morris comes in. Ben Leggett over in England at the moment playing the World Singles. Did pretty well too. He won one game but lost his second game to last year's winner. For Osborne Park, Vandertok comes in, Rawlings goes out, and last time round Aussie Park winning by 1 shot, 6-2 at Aussie Park.
Well, what a table, unbelievable. Probably the closest season we've seen definitely in the 8 years that I've been here. The top 5 teams, like I said in my review, I said first to fifth, we don't know who the top 4 where it's going to be, and any one of those side could miss out or top it. So it's what an unbelievable couple of rounds we're going to have to finish. But what a beauty, matches around. I agree. I tell you, and I was very tempted to take Osborne Park in this as well. I had a real good think about this one because they're certainly not afraid of Mount Lawley. They're at home. They've obviously got the better of them with that extra win, but obviously Noddy coming in for Ben Leggett being away, so they haven't really lost anything there. I believe Noddy's playing the rest of the season too, so which will qualify for finals.
They'll play 4 games, so he'll be in.
Yeah, look, I have got Mount Lawley. Mount Lawley win this, they probably are going to be safe. But then lose, all of a sudden they're in trouble. Then I think they go to Cambridge away in the last game, so it can put them in a little bit of pressure if they don't win this. So
right.
They'll want to get 7 points here and try and secure their spot into the finals.
Yeah, because Aussie Park have also got a tough game round 18, so potentially the loser of this game may find themselves the team in 5th spot. So I've actually gone for Aussie Park. Yeah, I think the Ben Leggett absence, I know Noddy's a pretty good in for Ben, but just hasn't had the games under his belt. And for Shane, I know that I always play better when I'm fresh from a spell, so he might be the same as the start of his season effectively. But yeah, Ben's a quality player, so I think the loss of him is going to be huge. Too much for them to overcome. They just haven't looked quite as strong as they did last year, Matt Lowell, quite as dominant.
No, that's right. I mean, look at last time they were, they had this already in the bag with about 4 rounds to go. I think they blitzed it, but
that's right.
No, it'll be an absolute cracker game. I think they'll get I think there'll be plenty of noise. I don't think it'll be a quiet game.
Yeah, no, I'll go for Aussie Park there. South Perth and Sorrento. Head-to-head record at South Perth is 7-4-1 South Perth's way. At the venue it is 4-1. It is 5th versus 8th. No changes at South Perth. Unknown at Sorrento. And last time round South Perth travelling to Sorrento and winning 8-0. Probably a similar result.
Yeah, South Perth actually dropping out of the 4 for the first time in quite a while, going down to Manning last week. Obviously, you can't take Sorrento. I think Sorrento are going to be in a bit of trouble. Actually, they really probably are going to have to win 1 out of the 2, and if they lose this, then it's going to be survival in the last round against you guys. I think it is.
Yeah.
South Perth really need as many points as they can here today, so I think they'll be chasing 7 or 8.
Yeah, I think South Perth should win this fairly easily at South Perth. As you say, Sorrento struggling, South Perth for me. Leeming versus Cambridge. Only played the once in the Premier League. Cambridge winning that game in their reverse fixture 7-1 at home. No team for Leeming, and for Cambridge no changes there.
Well, Leeming, the only side in the comp that has nothing to play for. Their destiny's already, they're heading back to white, so this is their final game at home, so it'll be a lovely farewell to the Premier League if they can somehow pull this off. Cambridge have got the opportunity here if they can get us a good win today, and then they host the Premiers in the last round, so if an upset loss happens today, then they've got it all to do as well next week. So I've got Cambridge. I think they should be.
Yeah, they've looked pretty good, haven't they? The last 9 weeks, the second half of the season, the Cambridge have probably been the team of the comp. So bit of a blip last week for them, but I think they'll come back and should beat Leeming at Leeming. And the final game, or not the final game, the 4th game is Doubleview playing Coburn at Doubleview. Head-to-head record. A lot of these are old games. 10-13-1 favouring Coburn, but at Doubleview just 7-4. Head-to-head record is 7th versus 9th, the only game this round where the 2 sides in the bottom 5 are playing each other. Last time round, Coburn winning at Coburn 6-2 by 30 shots. No changes for either team.
No, W actually got a chance to get out of the challenge game if they can win the last two, and it'll make things a bit interesting. Coburn, I think Coburn might actually sneak out of the relegation. If they can get a wrinkle or two here, it gets them within striking range, because I don't think Sereno will get too many. Then all of a sudden, Coburn have got Leeming at home in the last round, which you think they'd get 7 or 8 there. There's going to be a real interesting finish here, and Sereno have absolutely fallen at a heap, and W. Obviously have to put them away. 7 or 8 they've got to get here today, and that'll depending on what happens in your game, that'll get them within a couple of points. So big game here for W.
Yeah, I've gone W. They've turned it around, haven't they? The last couple of weeks, they've left their run a bit too late for the form for this season, but they might do enough to get above Bassendean. It's not in their hands; it's in Bassendean's. It's Bassendean's to lose. We'll talk about that when we go through the predictor in a minute. But W should beat Coburn, I would think. And the final game we have is the Bassendean-Manning game. Head-to-head record favours Manning, 7-14 and 2 draws. Even at Bassendean is a 9-1 record to Manning, which surprised me when I got those stats up. So Manning obviously loving playing at Bassendean. They're probably not used to playing on grass maybe, and they love it when they go to Bassendean. That's a bit cheap. Manning second, Bassendean sixth. No change to Bassendean, and Downley and Butler are in. Cody Packer, I didn't even realise he played last round. Cody Packer out for Andy Lill. And last time round, Manning easily defeated Bassendean by 23 shots.
Yeah, it's a bit of a crisis mode for you guys, isn't it? Really gone from being in the hunt for finals now to fighting to hang on. It's had a couple of players out, and the wheels are just completely fallen off. And last home game for you guys, I mean, really got you guys lose this, and then all of a sudden it's trouble at Sereno, and you don't really want to have to go into that game relying on having to beat them, really. So really, it's a must win for both. Really, Manning lose this, they've got W at home next week. Might still be enough to sneak them in if they win. But I mean that record 9-1, that's incredible. I didn't realise it was like that myself. But no, I've gone the Eagles.
Yeah, wheels have really fallen off, and we have probably lost our 2 best players. But even so, it's probably exposed our lack of depth in a way for the club. But I've picked Manning as well. Yeah, I think I'd love to have pick us, and obviously I think we can win. I'm a Bassendean player, and obviously I'll go into each game thinking we can win. But that home record, Manning always seem to play well at our place, and that record proves it. So I'll be tipping at Manning as well. So I've given you one chance there in our tips. There we go. Round 16, you got 4 right, I got 3. I stupidly picked us to beat Coburn at Coburn, and they demolished us. So you're 1 behind now. Let's look at the tips for this week, and we've gone 1 different. The Mount Lawley Osborne Park game. So if Mount Lawley wins,
could make it into the last round. Yes.
If Aussie Park win, then it might be curtains for the tips. But that's the round. That's the tips for the week. Let's have a look at the prediction. What's coming up for all of our sides? So Mount Lawley home to Aussie Park and away next week to Cambridge. That's a pretty tough draw for them. Manning are away to Bassendean. We've talked about round 18 is home to Doubleview. Cambridge are home to Mount Lawley next week. That'll be the match of the day for sure. Osborne Park, another game against the top 5 side in South Perth at home though. South Perth, as mentioned, Aussie Park. Bassendean plays Sorrento. Doubleview will play Manning. Sorrento will play Bassendean. Coburn will play Leeming, and Leeming plays Coburn. As you said, all 9 sides have something to play for going into the final 2 weeks.
It's going to be a belter of a finish. I wouldn't like to try and predict it. Obviously, Mount Lawley and Aussie Park, I think, have got the toughest draw. They got two sides in the top 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really going to be an interesting last round. Very
3 points separating the top 5 sides. It's extremely close, and you'd be a game man to pick who's going to finish in 5th. Who's your thought for 5th?
Who's going to miss out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
You can't pick with any certainty.
No, it's someone's going to have to lose them both. Aussie Park do have the hardest draw. If Aussie Park do lose this, they could possibly lose the last one as well. So they could miss out. I think the rest will win 1 out of 2. It's going to be too hard to pick, but Aussie Park. But they've got the form, and like I say, their record at Mount Lawley, so could very easily win them both as well. So it's too hard for me to pick.
Yeah, well, I think the loser of that game will be the team that finishes 5th. And as I've tipped Aussie Park, I will go for Mount Lawley to finish 5th. But it could go either way. So very interesting. And because you're here, we'll have a look at the one white round as well, because that's equally as interesting. Not so much interesting for the top, North Beach are 90 points. They're well clear in first spot. But Safety Bay, Cardinia, North Perth, Manning, and probably even Kalamunda, all a shot of getting to the top 4. And there's so Safety Bay play Osborne Park and then North Perth. Cardinia will play North Perth and Manning. North Perth to play Cardinia, Safety Bay, and Manning to play North Beach and Cardinia. Kalamunda playing Osborne Park, Mosman Park, and Vic Park. Probably the easiest draw out of all those, just on first glance. How do you look at? What are your thoughts on White as a player in there?
Yeah, I think North Beach, obviously, it wouldn't surprise me if they came out and got beat by Manning 8-0 at Manning, but I think they should take care of Mosman Park pretty comfortably when they return home for the last game. So I think, is that how it works? The one White Finals and Challenge game will go to North Beach?
Correct. So the side that finishes on top will host the challenge games on the Saturday, which is the top 4. So first will play fourth, second will play third. So the aim is to get into the top 4 to have that shot at the Premier League, and the top 2, the flag will be first versus second on the Sunday. So you want to get to that second spot and have a shot at the pennant.
No, massive game. North Perth playing Cardi, and then they're away to Safety Bay. So North Perth, massive one at home against Cardi. The winner of that one could just about book their ticket into the finals, I think.
Yeah.
And Kalamunda are Manning, surprisingly with Manning winning the flag last year, and I think they've got stronger, really, with the influx of players that went in their Premier League side, and it's unusual not to see, and Kalamunda too. Well, Kalamunda have got us in the last round, so they should take care of us. Should take care of us pretty comfortably, but Mosman Park away, that's going to be a big game for them, so they can win both their last 2, and if they do that, they will get in, I think. So
they might sneak into the 4. I can't see Kalamunda getting into the top 2. So they may not have a chance for the flag, but certainly 4th spot is wide open for them.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Aussie Park as well, very surprising where they are, right out of the mix there, right down. I thought they were pretty reasonable side when we've played them as well. A bit of a surprise, but it's going to be a very interesting finish for 1Y. Obviously, we've got 6 teams in the mix there as well, and I think we'll know a bit more in how it's going to look after this round.
I've got a feeling Manning won the flag from 4th.
Yeah, they did. Last year. Yeah, exactly.
Can't happen this year, but it'll only be first or second that wins the flag. But they could still get into 4th. But I've got a feeling even if Manning get into 4th spot, that they won't be playing in the challenge games anyway. So if they get into 4th, then it will be 5th spot that will play in the challenge game. Because obviously Manning can't get promoted into the Premier League. So
no, been a lot of trouble and changing for Manning. And so I noticed in their Premier League side, there's always probably 1 or 2 players out, which also makes it tough.
They tend to have moves every week, don't they?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. What do you think about that? Do you think that one White should have the advantage that everyone goes there, or do you think, considering they're playing for, let's say it's Doubleview and Sereno, should they have the advantage? Because I'm a bit funny on this. Like, obviously, there's got to be some perk in for one White for finishing on top.
Yeah.
But Doubleview, let's say Doubleview are going to have to challenge there when these guys have already played a game under their belt.
Yeah.
You think
and they've played there all year.
That's right. North Beach, you're going to have a game under their belt. I think WV and Sereno, let's say it's those 2, they're on a bit of a hide in the nothing here to try and hang on. And I don't know. I just think if they're playing for their spot, I just think maybe it should be the other way around.
Should be their venue.
Yeah. It's a tricky one.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's a neutral venue then a better option?
Yeah, well, because I know I've had a conversation with a few people, and they found like when they're playing when someone's playing to take their spot, and even at a neutral venue, like they've still had that game under the belt, and you're coming in fresh.
Yeah,
it's an interesting one, and to be fair, North Beach could possibly win by 15, 16 points and not play for the flag and not get promoted. So it's a bit of an interesting concept how it works. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But, I just think if you want to take WVU's spot, I think you should play at WVU. But it's going to be very interesting to see how it pans out. But
I'd actually like to see even like I think it'll be automatic demotion from Premier League when they go to 8 sides. I'd even like to see 7th and 8th always having the challenge. Because if you're not good enough to play in the Premier League, then it's just a waste of a year. You saw what happened to Leaming this year. They lost every game, and I talked to a few of them, and they haven't really enjoyed the season just because they get belted every week. And it's not fun for a side coming up from White if you're not good enough to be in the Premier League.
Especially when you didn't even win the flag as well. And, they've really struggled, poor old Leaming, and it makes it tough. But it's interesting scenarios. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I still think you should have the advantage being the higher side. Yeah, I don't know.
Makes sense. All right, well, that's it. That's the rule. quickly, we'll talk about the heat too.
Well, the heat,
So,
yeah, it's going to be warmer tomorrow.
yeah, so just a reminder, everyone, I've looked up the rules, and so it's a general abandonment if the temperature is scheduled to be 41 tomorrow. Currently, according to the BOM website, it's peaking at 40 degrees at about 1 o'clock, 1:30, right when the game starts. But at the moment, it's not 41, but we'll know that at 5 p.m. tonight. We're recording this at 1 o'clock, so we don't know yet whether there'll be a general abandonment or not. If there is not a general abandonment, we turn up and play. If it hits 40 degrees, we come off and stay off until it's under 40 degrees. So even if it's 40.1, as soon as it hits 40, we're off. And if we're off for 90, I think it's 90 minutes, then you're done for the day. So even if that's at the start of play, what I don't know is if you get a roll-up. So if it's 40 degrees at 1:30 when we're scheduled to start, we can't go out there and have a roll-up. If we go back out there at 2:30 because it's hit 39, do we get a roll-up?
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Very interesting.
I couldn't find any rules regarding it. I know you're at Thornley in the State Fours when they had the rain.
Yeah.
So the rain hit when we were scheduled to have a roll-up, and we didn't get a roll-up, and that was according to the rules. But I can't actually find it in the rules. But yeah, I don't know what'll happen tomorrow. But if it's 40 degrees and you're off until you're under 40 degrees, that's how it's going to work tomorrow. And after over 37, then you play 30 minutes and come off for 10 minutes. So it looks like we're in for a choppy game tomorrow, all across the board.
Yeah, we've actually had quite a mild summer compared to what we normally get. I don't know if has any club taken the early start of the later finish. I haven't heard of any club doing it yet.
No.
We actually reached out to Journal up. I haven't heard nothing back to see. Obviously, our game doesn't mean much tomorrow.
Tried to swap ours too, but we said no.
But no, I'm not sure if anyone. No, I haven't heard anyone that says you've done it yet. But no, it'll be a nice little warm one to finish off the day.
Yeah, it will be. All right, everyone. Thank you once again for joining in. Thanks, Suchy.
No worries. We'll see you all next week for a very interesting round.
See you next Friday. Bye for now.